Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple of B-roll shots to add to this video. Thank you guys once again. I love you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I'm just grateful to have this type of platform. I'm grateful to go through these type of situations, as hard as it may seem in the middle of it. I'm very, very glad. Right now, I'm very, very glad that I got to be able to go through this stuff so I can share this with you guys. Hey, what's up guys? It's Keoni, Polintan, and I just want to come at you with a video, a very important video, very, very important video to me, very important topic, something I'm currently dealing with, and just getting through is just faith. If you've been a part of my channel or friends or family, you'll know that I just got baptized, say about 4 weeks ago, something like that. People tend to think that just because I'm Christian now and been baptized, that everything is a-okay and cheerio, and they kind of think that life is easier for me, or I'm using this as a crutch, or just not being real and in touch with reality. And reality is that I'm very in touch with everything. It's just a lot harder now that I've confessed that and professed that, or confessed and accepted God and Jesus as my Lord and Savior. And it's a lot harder because you may not understand this, but I pray that you do, is that all of this is real. Just because you can't see God and the devil and like all these evil things, just because you can't see it firsthand, and doesn't mean it's not there and it's not real. It's very, very real, and it's something that I deal with every day. And honestly, this past week, I've been dealing with the enemy more and more, just because the way my life is directed now. I used to live a life of just selfishness and what I wanted, and kind of just worried about in taking care of myself and not anyone else, not worrying about anyone else. But now, I've always been a loving person, but now I kind of have like more context and something to work off of and work with, to give it so much more power behind. And so I'm doing a lot more good than I was before. I'm progressing a lot more, a lot faster, and the enemy doesn't like seeing that. He doesn't like me. It doesn't like seeing me do well. He doesn't like seeing me help others. He doesn't want to see me thrive and do well. And you definitely feel it more the closer you get to God, and the opposite direction of the evil you go into. He just doesn't like you. He doesn't like losing his grip and foothold on you. And so yeah, that's just one thing I want to make very clear, is this life that I'm living it's very, very hard. It's very scary, And just because I'm baptized and I see God as my Lord and Savior, it doesn't mean I think that all the time. Honestly, guys, this past week it's been terrible. It's been so hard, to the point where I'm just getting upset at God. I've gotten upset at God, and I called him bad names and just felt so angry and hated him, and felt like, come on, God, why are you doing this to me? Why am I going through this? And why me? You know, I confessed that I love you. I confessed all this stuff, and this is still happening to me. And as you can see right now, I'm getting a little emotional, and it's because it's real. It's really real, guys. And man, don't get me wrong, I love it. I'm a lot happier now that I've given myself to God and I'm doing my walk this way. But I tell you, it's so much harder. It's so much harder. Don't get me wrong, like, I still think it's like, I understand it's very hard to believe, especially if you can't see him. You can't see God. You don't understand this stuff, and especially when you first hear it and you first see it, you don't understand it right away. I don't expect anyone to understand it right away. I never understood it right away. It's so difficult, so stressful. Not stressful. Yeah, it's stressful. I'm gonna be real. It's stressful. It's hard. It's scary, because you're just getting attacked and poked at. And now that I live this life, I can't lash out. I can't get upset and be okay with it. And I can't. I'm telling you straight up, guys, the hardest thing that I have to deal with is my anger. It's one of the hardest things I have to deal with. And you know, I'm telling you guys straight up. I'm being real with you guys. Man, anger is such a hard thing for me. It's such a hard thing for me. And honestly, guys, the way I react, it's not cool. Sometimes it really isn't cool, and I want to get better. I'm always striving to get better. I always want to do better. I just want to be the best version of me, the best servant I can be, not only to myself, but to, of course, number one, God, and then everyone around me, like my girlfriend, my friends, and family. And I guess one of the reasons why I'm making this video is just because you're broken, just because you're hurting, just because you're not perfect, doesn't mean you can do this, doesn't mean you cannot help. It doesn't mean that. If anything, it gives you more of a right to help people. It gives you all the more right to go to someone that's dealing with the same thing and be like, hey bro, I know what you're dealing with. I know what you're going through. And honestly, guys, going through it, like I said, it was hard. I was upset. I didn't know what to think. I was literally in shock. I couldn't think. I didn't know how to think. And this is coming from a Christian. I just got baptized, but just because I'm Christian doesn't mean it changes what happens. It doesn't mean that I live in a different world or a different realm. It just means I have to do things differently. Ultimately, I just want to get better. And through God, that's happening. Through my faith, it's happening. And honestly, if I were to do it by myself, I would just be a very rageful person, very angry person, very defensive person, because I've been hurt plenty of times in my life. I've been very hurt. I'm very hurt. But what are you gonna do with that hurt? And I guess that's what, you know, the main focus of this video is we're all hurt. We're all hurting. But it doesn't mean it has to stop there, guys. Like I'm being honest with you guys. I'm scared. I'm scared at what's gonna come, what's to happen. I came from Hawaii, and as soon as I landed, I started living with my girlfriend, and maybe that wasn't the best choice. But I'll tell you what, I'm really scared now that we've had to make this rearrangement with us. We're still together, but we're not living together, and I'm not gonna lie, it feels very awkward and very weird. It's okay to feel that way. You know what I mean? We're human. We have these feelings for a reason. But it doesn't mean we have to stay stuck and feel that way forever and not know what to do and just feel confused and just stay defeated. Don't get me wrong, like, the blessings, all the things that God has done for me and given me, regardless of all of it, I still struggle. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you guys getting it twisted. I don't want you to think I'm tiptoeing and going through tulips and candy and ice cream and all this stuff. That's not how it is. I really wish life was like that. I wish I wouldn't have to be depressed for 3 days straight. It's scary. But I'm here to tell you that it's not the end. It doesn't have to stop right there. It doesn't have to automatically default to just being sad and depressed. It's okay if you're sad. It's okay if you're feeling those things, but I don't want you to ever get stuck there. That's one of the things I'm most afraid of, is just getting stuck in depression and sadness. It's because the reason why I'm so afraid of it is because I've dealt with it for so long in my life. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to come across it. I didn't know how to tell anyone. And it's a sucky feeling, for sure. Most definitely a sucky feeling. And if I can, if you can just pull one thing from this video, is you're not alone. You have brothers and sisters, friends, family. And don't get me wrong, you're not going to be able to talk to all of them. Their advice isn't always going to be the best. But you literally don't have to do it alone. Sometimes I feel like that. Like, honestly, guys, like, I'm a fighter. I've been a person to where even if someone's trying to help me and I'm sad and I'm depressed, I do a lot of fighting, even though I don't want to. It's just because who I am and what I went through in life and my experiences, and that's just how I learned how to deal with it. But like I said, it doesn't have to stop there, and I'm always striving to get better. And if that means getting rid of those thoughts and habits so I can, when things get tough and rough, like, I know I'll be able to be okay. I need to get to that point. I'm striving to get to that point. So just because something bad happens doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It doesn't mean I have to get depressed and feel like I'm in sorrow. It doesn't mean that. If anything, I want it to, when I get to those points, I want to get excited, actually. And that's a really weird thing to say. Like, Keoni, why would you, who's excited to go through sorrow and pain? You know what? I'm not right now, honestly, but like I said, I'd love to. Reason being is because we end up getting through all these bad things that feel like, oh my gosh, this is the end of the world, or my life sucks, and oh my gosh, blah blah blah. Like, I'm obviously still here. I'm obviously still pushing. I'm obviously trying to do better and greater things. And I just wanted to get to the point where I'm excited when I'm in the midst of it, because I know I'm gonna get through it, and through that I'll have another testimony so I can help more people and talk to more people and help people get through more things. And I also need to remember, and you guys too, if you're going through something similar, is that this is just a season. This is literally just a season. We're only going to be dealing with this for so long. And I know this from personal experiences. Like, I don't know how many times I've freaking worried about money and felt like I was in a crunch and felt like it was the end, and like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything right. I need to borrow money from people. Like, I know what it's like, and it's annoying and it's scary, but you know what? I can look back at those even right now in the middle of all this that I'm going through. I can remember all the times I was blessed. Sometimes I'm not able to, and that's because I'm, stuck in the sadness and the sorrow and being a knucklehead and being hard-headed and stubborn and just going through all the emotions. And you know what? That's normal. You can feel those emotions. But just do your best to remember how many times you've been blessed and how many times you've been in pickles and gotten out of it. How many times you've been in a rut and gotten out of it. And you know, and remember all the times you were happy. Like I said, this is all just a season. Me suffering like this, and me, you know, not having enough money right now, and me having to lean on other people, and you know, all this. I thought I would be ready. I'm gonna be 23 this year. I thought I would be ready. I thought I'd be having enough money to have my own place to rent, and all this, and have a nice car or a decent car and stuff like that, and not have to worry about my car. But hey, that's not reality, man. We can't do it by ourselves. We're not perfect, and the sooner we realize that, and the sooner we realize that, you know, all these shoulders and all these people that are helping us, the sooner we realize that they're necessary and they're the only way that we're getting by, and it's not just because ourselves. Because if you think that, that's just arrogant. That's just plain arrogant, guys. Like, if you think you got all this, you got your life all on your own, and you did all this, don't get me wrong, you did hard work, you put in the work, but a lot of it was blessings. I know a lot of the things that I'm part of right now, it's way bigger than me. Like, I never expected to be an intern at a creative agency with no, like, you guys have to understand, I went to college and dropped out all the time. I don't have a degree. I barely got my GED. No, I didn't barely get my GED. I got my GED, but I dropped out of high school and I got my GED. I'm not glorifying it. Don't think I'm glorifying it. But what I want you guys to remember and realize is that all the stuff I have is blessings. And maybe it's not just for you guys. This is definitely for me, so I can go back into my archives and like, hey Keoni, you're feeling down. You're feeling down. Like, check out this video. I guarantee you I'm gonna keep looking at this video even when I'm not sad, so I can remember, hey Keoni, you're in a bad spot, but look at where you are now. Look how much blessings you have now. Look how much you're not stressing. Look how much you're able to help other people and be a blessing to other people. But man, I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna be straight up, guys. This past week has been one of the toughest ones ever. It's been scary, it's been sucky, it's been hurting. I haven't been so depressed in so long. I've never been brought down to the valleys, to the depths. No, scratch that. I have been, but it's been a minute. Enough to the point where I forgot how to deal with it. To the point to where I forgot that I've gotten through it before. And I'm still alive, I'm still doing well, I'm still okay. And I may not have all the bucks in the world, but man, I sure am blessed. And it's high time that I need to stop disregarding all of that. When I'm in a crunch, when I'm in a pickle, when I'm in a hard time, I need to stop thinking that, oh, okay, now that God's not answering right away, that he doesn't exist. I need to stop that. And I'm being real, guys. It's something I deal with. I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect. I'm doing my best, and that's all I can do. I guess one more thing before I end this video and before I just send you guys off is one big tip is, you know, find a small group or just some buddies that you can talk to honestly, wholeheartedly, transparently. You know, not holding anything back, not being afraid of what they're gonna say, if they're gonna laugh, if they're gonna judge you. Those aren't the people you want to go and talk to. You want to talk to people that are gonna care for you and comfort you and love you regardless, and no judging. That's what you need. That's what I needed today. I needed to talk to a brother today. And honestly, like I said, this past week I've had brothers coming after me, trying to talk to me, and I've been pushing them off, and that wasn't the healthy thing. It was just a selfish thing. And I need to just be humble and, you know, stop fighting it and just surrender and be like, all right, God, I can't do this on my own. And I can't do this just by, you know, calling out to you, because I can't hear you, I can't feel you. So, you know, I needed my brothers. I needed some type of mentor, brotherhood, some type of something so I can talk about this, get this off my chest, and just feel so much more relaxed and at ease. And I just encourage you guys so much to find those brothers and sisters that'll be there for you, and help you get through it. And you gotta understand, it's not just so you guys can be helped, but you know, when you guys are on the up and up, or when one of those people are struggling, you'll have the opportunity to talk to them like, hey, I went through this and this is how I got through it, or maybe you can try this, or maybe this is what's going on. You can just be encouragement to each other. And it's not just a one-way thing. It's not like you're just relying on these people, but these people are going to be relying on you as well. And I think we all need to just cultivate that type of lifestyle of having a group of people you can just honestly talk to. And because if you can't honestly talk, you're just going to be fronting to some extent, and you're not being real, and you're not getting down to the root of the problem, or whatever's hurting you or attacking you. And so you need those brothers. But yeah, I've been going on for a minute. I want to end this video here. Thank you guys for checking it out. I'm sorry I haven't been posting consistently, but I'm gonna try to do my best and get better at that. And yeah, love you guys.